What's up YouTube, Never Lucky Pulls here today with my tournament review. Played heroes in both tournaments. In the first tournament, match 1 was against Floowandereeze. I won the dice roll, opened up with Equal, searched Shadow Mist, normal summon Stratos. He had Imperm on my Stratos, but I could chain Mass Change, so he lost his target and my search effect was resolved. And I could search the Ferris and going into the Vision Heroes, into the Sunriser getting me the Miracle Fusion plus a double draw with the Liquid. So a very good position for me. I had full combo. I went also into Phoenix Destroyer with my Fusion Destiny, and from this point it was basically over for him since I had too much advantage on the field. I had all my resources in the graveyard, and with Plasma on the board against Floowandereeze, it's over. You can't do anything because they need the effect to get resolved to summon an additional monster, and without the effect resolving they can't summon additional monsters to the field, therefore it's basically over for them, and also no search effects for them. So Plasma is the killer card number 1 for this deck, and he didn't have Book of Moon in the main deck, so he had no out against my board and he scooped game 1. Game 2 he went obviously first and opened up with Dimension Shifter, a killer card for heroes. We lose all our resources in the graveyard, no Malicious, no Denier in the grave, no Shadow Mist. So it looked very rough, and he had a full combo with the normal summons, Empen on the board plus a set 2 cards. That was very sad for me. I had no hand trap to stop him. I had only a Harpy's Feather Duster as a side deck card, and that's basically it. I played it obviously, and he chained both of his spells and traps. He could normal summon one additional monster with his trap card, and with the spell card he could search. And he searched the negate, the Omni Negate, and he could summon the Omni Negate with his additional normal summon. I activated the Imperm on the Omni Negate to force him out and went to the battle phase to destroy the wind statues. I'm not locked into wind monsters anymore, and I could play Fusion Destiny, but I can't activate the Phoenix Destroyer effect since he will get banished, and that's very rough for me. And I could only pass turn, that was it, and he had a lot of resources to continue on. I didn't get my pluses, I lost all my special summons from the grave since they are all banished, so the match was pretty much lost for me. He had also map on the field, and yeah, Riser was also inside, and yeah, for me there was no hope in game 2. Sadly, no hand trap against the Floowandereeze like Artifact Lancia or Droll Knockbird or the right Ash in the right moment can stop the deck entirely, but for me that was not the case, and I lost game 2 obviously and was hoping for a better draw. In game 3 my starting hand was mediocre. I couldn't go full combo. I had only one hero lives to summon Stratos, and I had no additional hero to go into Ferris and into the full Vision hero combo. So I searched myself only Vion and dumped the Shadow Mist to the grave, getting myself the Liquid Soldier and the Fusion, getting the Sunriser to the field and the Miracle Fusion plus draw 2. And that's basically it. I was only able to summon Plasma on the field without any support. And Plasma alone is a bit risky, but that was my best play since Phoenix Destroyer is useless against Floowandereeze, Darklaw is useless against them. Only the Plasma can bring me the win. So I had to summon him, sacrificing all my monsters on the field. I played the Miracle Fusion to summon the Great Tornado and used him as a material to special summon the Plasma. He activated the Pot of Duality and ripped the Raigeki. I was like, no way, man. So lucky. I lost obviously Plasma, and yeah, he summoned the statue. I had Imperm to negate the statue, so I could play Fusion Destiny, getting my Phoenix Destroyer to the field and both of my Destiny heroes. Went into the battle phase and attacked for a lot of damage, plus chained the Mass Change to attack also with Darklaw in the battle phase. So he lost a lot of life points, he was very low, it was basically his last turn. I passed turn, he opened up with another pot. I could banish one of his hand cards, and yeah, that didn't stop him unfortunately. I didn't banish the Eagle, so he could summon all the additional Floowandereeze monsters to the field, and plus the Empen on the board. So he had a little hope, but he couldn't attack me since the Phoenix Destroyer reduces the attack points of his monsters by 200 for every hero in my graveyard, and I had like 8 heroes in my graveyard, so he lost 1600 attack points. He had 1100 attack points, the same like my Denier. so it was a bit rough for him. He couldn't attack, therefore only searching the trap card and passing turn. And in my draw phase he activated also the trap card, which allows him to normal summon one additional monster to the field. And with the additional normal summon he was able to summon the Omni Negate to the field. But I went into the Dread Designator with the Link 3 and he boosts my attack points by 100 points per hero, and that was it. Match 2 was against Zombies. Sorry for the recording in game 1. I started the recording only after 2 or 3 minutes into the match. I won the dice roll, had full combo on the field. And also the camera angle, I forgot to zoom out in game 1. But I fixed everything in game 2, so it will get better. And yeah, like I said, I had full combo. I had Phoenix Destroyer on the field, I summoned Plasma to the field, and also I had a Mass Change in my hand. I set it to activate it on Shadow Mist in the turn of my opponent. Guess what? He had Super Poly. I was very surprised to see Super Poly. He used Phoenix Destroyer and Plasma to summon his Predator Plant monster. And I was only left with Shadow Mist. He summoned Mizuki, and from this point I knew I had to chain the Mass Change, since I don't want to have Mizuki in the graveyard, since he will special summon from the deck additional zombie monsters. So I had to summon Darklord, and I searched myself the Honest Neos against the Predator Plant monster, since he has 2700 attack points and my Darklord has only 2400 attack points, so I need a little bit attack boost there to survive his battle phase. Therefore he couldn't attack into my Darklord. He passed turn and I could attack him in my turn, so he lost his negate. I set one card and passed turn. He had no real out against Darklord because zombies need the graveyard, and without the graveyard they can't do anything. So Darklord is the ultimate killer card for the zombie deck, and that's what happens right now. He could only pass turn, and I attacked obviously directly with Darklord since he had no monsters on the field, and that was pretty much game there. I had also Ash and Foolish Burial, but it was not necessary. Game 2 he decided to go first, obviously not allowing me to summon Darklord. He wants his zombies in the graveyard, therefore they go first obviously. He had a weak board in my opinion established. He had only Vampire, Sucker and one monster plus one set card. The one set card was Dimensional Barrier against my fusion deck obviously. He activated a quick effect in my turn to special summon one zombie, and the zombie searches him, but I had Ash to stop the search, and activated Evenly Matched, my favorite card, always evenly matched, to clean his board. And yeah, this card is insane, guys. You have to play it if you go second. It's super busted, especially against Eldlich. He can't out that. And yeah, I had normal summon Vion. He chained obviously the Dimensional Barrier. I couldn't fusion summon, so I passed turn, and he passed also his turn. And passing turn against heroes is very unpleasant. You know, the OTK will come, and it came here. As you can see, I summoned Stratos, got myself Plasma, played Fusion Destiny. Also I had the fusion, so it was over here. But very cool to see zombies appear after the support from Dimensional Forces. They have the new Synchro monster, the new spell card, which is a Monster Reborn, plus it has a graveyard effect. So it's not bad, but I still against heroes and Darklord, this deck has no chance. He needs the Super Poly, otherwise he won't make it. And yeah, but still was very fun. Match 3 was against my nemesis. He played Samamangreat this time. After the new support they became a lot stronger. He won the dice roll, and I had a bunch of hand traps. I had double Imperm plus one Ash in my starting hand. Insane. I played the first Imperm on his first Link monster, and against his spell card search I played the Ash. But he could still summon the number 41 Babushka to the field. And Babushka negates all monster effects on the field, so they go into the defense position and the effects are negated. But as you know, I have the second Imperm to negate this Babushka, where I played Hero Lives, got myself the Mass Change, and Darklord is a insta win against his deck. It's like against Virtual World. If you have Darklord on the field, you win instantly, because they need the links in the graveyard to special summon them back, and Darklord banishes everything, and yeah, therefore no real chance to make any boss monsters. Therefore, the game 1 was basically over. He couldn't do anything. He summoned a bunch of monsters, which went to the banish zone, summoned some link monsters. I could banish the search effects, and that was basically it. So that was very hard to break. As you can see, he summoned a bunch of link monsters, but that didn't matter. He had nothing, and I had also Honest Neos. He went to the battle. He forgot that I searched the Honest Neos, and that was game there. Game 2, he went obviously first because he has the combo deck and he needs to dodge the Dark Law. He activated the search card, the spell. I negated the spell with Ash, but he could still combo off with all his link monsters. He went into the new support card. It's a new support card in Growth from the Past 2. And it allows you to draw one card if you pay 1000 life points, and it's a quick effect, so you can use it in your turn and in your opponent's turn, so you get a pot of greed for 2000 life points basically. But the downside is obviously the life point cost, and against heroes life points matter, because I activated Super Poly against his Imperm on my Vion, so my Vion effect was resolved, and I used his Link Reaver and my Vion to summon the Enemy Dragon, and got my hero to the graveyard to get my search. And yeah, obviously playing the Sunriser into some other heroes, and since he paid already 2000 life points, it worked against him. I had more than enough attack points on the board to go for the win, since he had only 5000 points left, and my Enemy Dragon had 5100 attack points. He has two effects. If he's summoned, he can take the attack points from one of the monsters of my opponent, and if he leaves the field, he Raigekis the opponent's board. So in this case, it was more than enough to win the game and the match. Finally, my first win against my nemesis. The final match was against Eldlich. It was the match for the first place. I won the dice roll, and the heroes have a very bad matchup against Eldlich, since we need Phoenix Destroyer. And besides that, okay, Stratos destroys back row, but you have to go second against him, and if he opens up with skill drain, you basically lose, right? So going first, Stratos is useless against him, and I didn't want to go into Plasma, since Plasma is even more useless, so I ended with my board having Sunrise on the field, Stratos, and two of my other heroes, the Vion and the Malicious. Plus I had Mask Change set. I activated Mask Change on his pot to banish one of his draws. Plus Dark Lord prevents activation of the Golden Lord, the destruction effect. He can't send Golden Lord plus one of his back row to the graveyard, since Dark Lord prevents any card to go to the graveyard. Therefore he can't activate the destruction effect from hand of the Golden Lord. So I think Dark Lord overall is a better masked hero compared to the Wind hero against the Eldlich. But in my draw phase, he activated the Ghost Match, which means I can summon only Dark Hero monsters. I had to send Stratos and Sunriser to the graveyard, and he attacked for life points and pass turn. He activated Dimensional Barrier, and Dimensional Barrier negates also the effects of fusion monsters already on the field. Its effect is, some people forget, you are not allowed to summon them, plus all the current monsters are negated. Therefore his Golden Lord effect is live. He can destroy my Dark Lord with the Golden Lord from the hand, sending one of his back row and himself to the graveyard. That was very unexpected the first time somebody plays it and negates my Dark Lord. It was also the first time for him. It was very crazy that the effect resolved this way. My normal summon Stratos got Solomon Striked, and I had only Miracle Fusion left. I activated Miracle Fusion to summon the Great Tornado, banishing the Liquid plus the Stratos from my graveyard, and Liquid allows me to draw two cards, and Great Tornado halves his attack and defense points. My draws were excellent. I drew into Emergency Call and searched myself the Honest Neos, and with Honest Neos attack boost I could go for game there. So very good draw for me. Game 2 was a very quick one. He went first at 4 past turn. I played a hero lives, summoned Shadow Mist to the field, and he flipped Skill Drain, and the game was over. I had no side deck cards in my starting hand. I sided in 9 cards, 3 evenly matched, the Raid Reboot, the Harpies Feather Duster, the Cosmic Cyclone, the Judgments, but
nothing in my starting hand, and yeah, against skill drain you can't do anything, so the game was pretty much over for me there. A very quick one. So the good thing is we had a lot of time for game 3, and I was hoping for a better draw in game 3. Game 3 I went obviously first, since I don't want to face skill drain right away. I opened up with Equal into Stratos, and Stratos got myself the Ferris, and Ferris summoning all my other vision heroes to the field. I didn't want to overextend. I ended up only on Sunriser plus 3 of my heroes or 2 of my heroes, and I kept all my resources in my hand in case he has like cards like Rageki, Evenly Matched, etc. I didn't want to lose everything. I wanted to have follow-up, and that's what happened. He played Evenly Matched. I lost 3 of my heroes and kept my Sunriser. A good call by me, not overextending. And he normal summoned Fallen of Albers. That was a bit surprising for me. He used my fusion monster to get his own fusion to the field, since the Fallen of Albers effect allows you to use materials on either side of the field. I ghost belled his Albion effect, and he had to pass turn basically. In my follow-up turn, I had some place to open. I have the Miracle Fusion in hand, I have Stratos, and obviously all the boss monsters still. I activated Harvey's Feather Duster to destroy both of his back row cards. He chained his back row, and yeah, I played another emergency code to search another Stratos, getting myself the Honest Neos to the hand in case I need to have more attack points against this Eldlich. I played the Miracle Fusion, got myself the Absolute Zero to the field, getting 2 draws and discarding the Ash since I had another one in my hand, or it was useless already. I played Fusion Destiny, summoned also the Phoenix Destroyer to the field, so it looked very, very good for me in this point. He had no back row and 2 useless monsters on the field, which are not that strong against my board, so I could overcome his board by summoning the Cross Crusader and going into the Dread Designator, and he boosts all my attack points by 100 for each hero in my graveyard. He had like 3,800 attack points or 3,900, I don't know, more than enough to destroy the Eldlich. And with Phoenix Destroyer I could grind his back row in case he sets some of them. Like he did in the end phase, he set one of his cards and I destroyed it to Phoenix Destroyer. In my standby phase, I got my Phoenix Destroyer back. He activated the Pot of Extravagance to draw 2 additional cards. It's never nice to give your opponent the free Pot of Greed, but I can't negate it unfortunately. Heroes don't have any negates, that's the biggest weakness of them. He summoned his Golden Lord to the field and activated the Golden Land to pay 800 life points and search one of his cards. I chained the Phoenix Destroyer to destroy his Golden Land to basically negate the search, but he had a DD Crow to banish my Phoenix Destroyer, and that was sadly for me a killer blow since I lost my Phoenix Destroyer, and I couldn't do that much unfortunately after that, because he was my main boss monster. He reduced the attack points of his Golden Lord, plus he's a grinder against the back row, and the DD Crow was very nasty in this point. I could summon the Denier back to the field with the Phoenix Destroyer effect, but the Denier on the field is useless against that setup, and he played also Lava Golem on my 2 boss monsters. Not the Absolute Zero, but all my other monsters, and Lava Golem is useless for me. I pay only 1000 life points each round, and we were super short on time. We had like 20 seconds left, and I could stall and win the game, but I was fair playing and passed turn, and he could OTK me. Overall, a very good result. I played 3-1 in both tournaments, and very close finals. I could go 4-0 in both, but I decided to play fair and give the turn to my opponent so he wouldn't lose in time. But yeah, in the regionals I won't do that, or in the German nationals for sure, so that's certain. But yeah, in the locals it's not a big deal for me. And I'm very pleased with my build. The Foolish Burial instead of the 3 copies of Stratos is a good call, plus the triple Super Poly in the main deck is also very helpful, especially in the Despia matchup. It's insane. And also against Sword Soul you can use all the targets, the Baron de Fleur and also the Grandmaster as your Super Poly targets. So yeah, heroes are very strong and very underrated in my opinion. You can easily win a tournament with them. As you can see in my results, it's possible with a bit more luck. You can go twice 4-0 in both tournaments. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like and subscribe and see you in the next video. Bye!